This podcast may contain strong language and spoilers. Some of the movies recommended and discussed are not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, so we're all ready. Yeah? You're still there? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, she's gone. All right. Okay, so I started recording. So you're on. You're good. Jeannie's here.
What up?
Yeah, say hello, Jhenee.
Hello.
Hello.
I have many names.
She does. She'll answer to many things. We won't discuss all the names here because some of them summon her, and you really don't want that.
Yeah.
You
could go with Jhenee, you could go with Jhenee, you could go with Jhenee, you could go with King Lord Explosion Murder. It's fine.
I call you Jhenee just because it's more nostalgic now. I don't mean to. Like, when I talk about you to other people, I call you Jhenee, but...
Excuse me, don't you mean Jhenee?
Yeah, it is usually what I'm trying to get your attention more than anything. Or Jhenee, because I do like that now. That's your name in my phone anyway, Jhenee. Exactly how I spell it, too. So it's your name with just the "the" at the end. Hello, everybody. It's me again. And yeah, I said Jeannie's here. We're on episode 4 now. My episode with you is episode 4. Olivia's not, I don't know if she's still awake or not. She was on the phone for a long time. I can't hear her through the wall anymore, so.
She's no longer screaming.
Yeah. Luke is no longer screaming either, which is good.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows. How are you? It'll be a while since I've had you on an episode.
Oh, I'm in the first one, right?
Yeah, you're in the first one with me and Olivia.
Yeah.
And now it's just you. You get your own special episode with me.
I'm special.
You are.
You hear that, Internet? I'm a special being.
She's my bae. That's why.
Ultimate bae.
Yeah, you're the bae. All right.
Bae trademark.
You're just gonna quote your own memes like this whole time. You can't send them to me, so you have to quote them.
I just have to quote them in real life. Parentheses, poop emoji.
What are we gonna do without our emojis? Oh no. How will we communicate at all? I know, it's weird.
No, we're professional human beings.
How can we
The world must not know.
So, y'all didn't hear that. We're very professional. Hi, Luke. Yeah. I know. He's
Luke
confused.
Is a professional as well.
Luke is very professional. He's confused because I'm on the phone now, too. Oh, I do hear Olivia. Okay, so I'm not disturbing her at all. That's good. I guess she's still on the phone with Daniel.
You mean with Jack Skellington?
Yeah, Jack Skellington. That's what he looks like. She's gonna kill me when she hears this, but it's what her boyfriend Daniel looks like, by the way. Olivia's boyfriend, not Jeannie's. Yeah, he looks like a Tim Burton character. It's kind of weird.
She's gonna hear this and then turn to you. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
I know. She'll murder us both this time. She murdered me, I think, at the last episode that I did with her. Because I accused her of being in love with... Oh, Grayson's here now. Oh, great. Are you ready? You're ready. You're ready for Freddy?
I'm ready for Freddy.
You're ready to do this? Are you hype?
I'm the most hype.
Alright, she's the most hype, you guys.
I'm the mostest hype. It is fairly lit.
I'm really sorry. She's
kids are using these days.
She's just gonna quote outdated memes this whole time.
Listen.
I mean,
as long as the meme has not reached Facebook and has not died yet.
I've seen some memes die really fast then. I'm not even on Facebook. So, the movie today is we're talking about one movie. We're only doing one, which is different because Olivia and I have done like multiple. So we can ramble if you'd like to. If you have a story you'd like to ramble about at one point, just be like, hey, wait, I got this.
Someone's gonna be here.
All right, so our movie today it's an old movie actually at this at this point, because we're in 2017 now. And this movie came out in February of 2010. I can't believe it's that old already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I can't believe
I was
Leo's that old already.
More in high school? Like, I was thinking about it, because I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it. Like, I maybe caught it on TV, like, while they were showing it. But I haven't, like, actually seen it since I saw it in theaters. And I didn't realize it's already been, like, 7 years since then.
I know, right? Like, I remember when it came out, because it looked kind of cool, I think, when I was in high school. I didn't really think anything was cool in high school. I was a depressed piece of shit, so...
I mean, same.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, I never went to go see it, because, like, it's rated R, isn't it? So I'd have to, like, I'd had to go with my parents or something.
Yeah, I think so. They show some body bits in there, I think.
Yeah. And like my movie, like I know some movie theaters aren't as strict. Like the one I go to now, they don't like check it all. But like I know the one that I like grew up near, they would check me for any. Yeah. We're doing Shutter Island for our episode, for Jeannie's special episode with me.
Starring the great Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, it does star Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. You don't have too many movies that stars. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
Like I know, I'm aware that he has like cinematography behind before Avengers, but like all the movies that I've seen him in are like the really like Zodiac. Like I haven't seen Zodiac in a long time, but that and Shutter Island, I'm pretty sure are like the only two movies I've seen that he's in. That's not him as Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's my only two as well. I know he's in another one that's actually an LGBT movie, but I don't remember what it was called, and it didn't have very great reviews, and I tend to kind of steer clear of some movies like that. Just because, like, especially if it, like, goes bad, then I'm just like, why did I watch this? And I just kind of turn it off.
Right, it's like, I kind of, what did I do with the past 2 hours of my life?
Yeah, I don't like wasting time. I'm really weird about that. I think I think that's just part of my depression, because like when I feel like I'm working on something, but then like I don't work on it, that's why I get so upset. Because it's like I didn't do anything.
So it's just like it just feels like there was that time that I could have spent doing something more productive or enriching.
Yeah, basically.
So now I've squandered it.
This is really awkward, by the way, because she's on speakerphone, so it's like I can hear her, but it's also like it's different from like how I was doing with Olivia.
Yeah, so it's like in person.
Yeah. I miss you though. I wish you were closer so that we could just do this in person, or just,
Right?
Even if you were like,
Like
we're just sorry, there's gonna be a lot of awkward pauses because we're both like, no, wait, you talk.
I mean, I feel like especially my life is just a long awkward pause.
Yeah, that's fair. That is her life, you guys. A long awkward pause.
It is pretty much trademark.
Like I said, outdated memes. Shutter Island came out 2010. It stars Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo, and it's directed by Martin Scorsese, which I've already done a Scorsese film, so everybody kind of knows who that is. But that was episode 2. We did Silence. I know this is also awkward for you because you haven't heard the other episodes yet.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I know about this thing that happened.
So I'm like, trade secret, I'm like leading her on with some of this stuff to kind of get her to push her in here. She's doing great, you guys. Be proud of her.
Thank you, Captain Mom.
Oh yeah, Martin Scorsese and Leo, they have, a big film relationship. I counted it. They were like...
Yeah, they've done quite a few movies together, haven't they?
Yeah, I counted. They have like 5, I think. I counted. Oh. So, yeah, not as many as I thought, but still a lot. A lot more than usual, I think, for directors and actors to both, yeah. Especially for like an actor to be in the starring role. Like, it's different if like you're in a side role.
But he's like he's the main in all the movies?
He's the main. Or at least one of the mains.
You don't see those kind of like relationships often.
Yeah, You get the feeling that Leo's like a Hollywood baby anyway, like born and raised. It's kind of weird. Although I guess he did start really young. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess Gilbert Grape was his first movie, I think. He wasn't that young in that one, though. He was like 18, I think. That's still young.
It is, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of, to my knowledge, there are a few child actors, like, they actually start, like, as children, but that's still, like, really young to be pushed into Hollywood, I feel like.
Yeah. Especially for such a success that movie was, so...
Yeah.
Leo's he deserved his Oscar. He finally got it.
He does. It took way too long.
It did. Ooh. You see Barky Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an upset boy.
Jhenee...
He's been a very upset boy all day.
She has a dog, by the way. Because I don't know if... I'm sure we talked about him in the first episode, but yeah. Gitano. I'm saying his name right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I have no idea if I'm saying this right.
This is why she's gay, guys.
Which is why I say Jhenee, because I didn't find out it was Jhenee until much, much later.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Because when I first started talking to you, I was on Tumblr. And then, like, we exchanged Snapchat numbers and stuff. So I was just like, that's a cool name. It's Jhenee, I guess. Because I was kind of too shy to ask you, I think. And then I finally did, and I was like, oh, it's Jhenee. My bad. Jhenee. All right, I think both the cats are settled. I think they just kind of wanted to come in here and sleep. I feel bad for pushing them off the bed. But they're both back on the bed and on me, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm in my room this time. Olivia and I have been recording in the living room. We're off to a good start. I usually start this way where we just we start talking about the movie and then we're just like, no, I don't want to talk about that. And we're already 15.
I'll do it when I'm ready.
Exactly. That's how it goes. When you're ready, that's when you start. No, Grayson. No, baby. Grayson. Oh my God. It's like moving a freight truck.
Grayson's like, yes, I am human being. I have seen this movie.
I know. Grayson acts like he knows everything. Oh, he's giving me a look. He's like, don't talk about me, Mom. Don't look at me like that, Luke. He deserved it. You didn't really ever get to pick Grayson up, but he's, like, really hefty. Like, he's solid. Kind of like how you're, like, really solid. Like, just the way you feel.
Me?
Yeah. Like, you have, like, a really solid, like, body. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I know that sounds weird.
Yeah.
Because you know how, like, some people feel squishier. And you have a more solid feel to you. But yeah, that's how Grayson is.
Rock hard muscle. I'm just kidding. Those wouldn't exist, guys. I have none. I have negative muscle.
Negative muscle?
Yeah.
I'll say you felt like you had... Well, you did have more muscle when you visited me last year.
I did. I'm still kind of working out by then.
Yeah, you were.
Sure.
Yeah, you were, because you were still going to the treadmill. Because you would like ask me if there was a gym or something we could go to, and I was like, "Nah, fam.
Yeah,
I don't do that."
No. Now I'm just like, I gotta walk up the stairs to do that.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, and I had the.
I have to leave you're asking me to get up and leave my room in my own house.
Yeah, Jeannie's a hermit, you guys. She doesn't go anywhere.
I would say it's sad, yeah, but it's pretty great. Because I know at some point in my life I'm gonna have to be like a working adult. I'm just cherishing my time to do absolutely nothing.
Hey, you know what? I mean, some adults are actual hermits.
That's true, and they're still. Well, the thing about them is they probably have like some kind of income.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd like.
Me, I'm less of a hermit and more of a blood-sucking hermit.
Well, all right, so you're a parasite right now, but
yeah, pretty much.
No, she's lovely, you guys. I love Jhenee a lot. I mean, the job market's hard, so you know.
It is.
Yeah.
And also, I'm in school currently, so.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my partial excuse.
No, it's an excuse. I mean, a lot of people who go to school, they don't really. I mean, some people work, but anyone who like is living at home and going to school, they don't work.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so we're 20 minutes in. We should probably start talking about the movie now. We're just talking about Jhenee, which is fine. She's lovely. We're definitely not as aggressive as me and Olivia are.
It's early.
Yeah. All right, so Shutter Island. You're caught up on your Shutter Island knowledge, I hope.
I did research.
All right, we're all ready. We're caught up. She's got this, you guys. I guess we'll start with you. From what you remember, I mean, you liked the movie, right?
I did actually.
You can keep going. Like, if you want to ramble, you're good.
Like, I was a little apprehensive going in, I guess, because, like, I knew, like, after seeing trailers of it, my mom wanted to see it because it was a horror movie, and she's on a conquest to see, like, every horror movie in the world, good or bad. And I was a little, I guess, apprehensive on how I'm going to feel about it because I typically don't really, I'm not going to say willingly because it makes it sound like she dragged me to the movie theater, but I guess, like, if I had to pick a movie to watch in my spare time, it wouldn't really be a horror movie, I guess is the best way to describe it. So I was like, oh, okay, we're just going to go watch this horror movie. And I didn't really know, I didn't know who was in it until it started, and I saw Leo. And I was like, oh, shit. I wasn't even aware that, like, I was surprised because I didn't peg him as a person who would do, like, a horror/thriller movie. I don't know if he's been in another one because I'm a weenie, but, like, to my knowledge, he doesn't really do, like, thriller movies.
Yeah.
Is that wrong to say?
He doesn't usually, which, yeah, that's a good point to bring up, that this was, like, a different kind of role for Leo, I guess. I mean, I'd still consider it kind of like a drama action type role, because it was more of a dramatic horror movie than anything.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was definitely a different role for him. He's not, I can't think of any other movies that's, like, suspenseful or, well, he was in Seven. The one with,
Uh-huh.
that's Leo. With the what's in the box. That's Leo, right?
What, is it like, would Inception be, I mean, okay, again, one of those, like, that's one of the, like, super popular movies that, like, I've never seen before. But is Inception kind of like not really like suspense, but is it kind of like thriller-ish, I would imagine? Because when I think of Shutter Island, like, is it okay if I, like, say the ending?
Probably don't spoil the ending, because that's, like,
okay.
it's a plot twist ending, so I don't want to spoil that one.
Okay.
But no, I think it's, Shutter Island, I think, was, you know what Seven is, right? It's that one with, the Morgan Freeman movie where it's, like, Kevin Spacey's the serial killer, he kills, like, for the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way you haven't seen the what's in the box thing. Cause that was a huge internet meme. And you're, like, on your meme game, usually.
I am. I'm still walking meme dictionary.
Yeah. Shutter Island is more like how Seven was, where it's more tense and... Because it's a little more violent, too, like that. Whereas Inception was more visually thrilling, I guess. Like, It was a cool concept, but it wasn't exactly scary at any point. Which Shutter Island isn't really scary either, but it's still tense.
Yeah, it was more like tense, I would say. Not really like spooky very much.
Yeah.
But just more kind of like tense, almost action-y, thrillery kind of.
Yeah. Which Jhenee likes action movies more than anything. I mean, that's, yeah.
Punches need to be thrown and things usually need to be exploding.
Which is why,
people need to be exploding.
That's why she likes the superhero movies so much. And like the kung fu movies and stuff, because you've talked a lot about those. You like watching them, not because she's Asian, you guys. It's what she likes.
Listen, correlation is not causation, you guys.
So don't be coming at her with this.
I did take karate, but I didn't enroll because I'm Asian.
I don't know if that was the best thing to bring up, the fact that you did karate. She's the walking Asian stereotype.
Okay, listen. The only thing that's not just listen. The only thing I have against that is like Asians are like supposedly good at math, and like I'm shit at math. I can't do math to save my life.
Oh, see, I wasn't even.
That's the only thing, but everything else is like you're short, you wear glasses, you got black hair, and like a squishy nose. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm like,
well, I mean, the black hair is like hereditary though, so there's no way people can just be like, "Oh, you have black hair, you're Asian." I mean,
people that assume that like Japanese people just have crazy colored hair because it happens in anime. That must be how Japanese people look.
That's true. That's true with like any race though, I think. Because like even African people can have red hair. It's very rare for that to happen. All right, so stepping away from the Asian stereotypes. All right, so I like Shutter Island. I was surprised actually, like just like you, I was surprised because I remember watching the previews and like I didn't think it would be good. I don't know why. I think at the time I had an issue with Leo DiCaprio, but I think that was more because I just hated Titanic with a passion. Because I'm not a romantic movie person. I actually like Titanic now for what it is. It's a decent movie. Is that another one you haven't seen?
I haven't seen the whole, haven't sat through. That's my issue with majority of these movies is I haven't, sat through and seen the whole thing. I've just, irritatingly enough, I've only seen, large chunks of it or bits and pieces or what I know from the internet.
Which is sad because you illegally download movies more than I do.
Shit. Why are you going to put me out like that? The government's going to know.
Look, I mean, the government's not going to find you. They have no idea who you are. I'm not going to, tag you in this or anything. Y'all just know, this is Jhenee, but that's all you're getting. I'm not giving you guys any information.
I could just not even be a real person.
Yeah, for all you know, I'm doing this whole, through the phone thing. I'm just that good.
For all you know, yeah, I could just be a Vocaloid with a really naturally sounding voice.
Or she's a robot. Are you a robot, Jhenee?
Probably. Probably not.
You're not genocidal, though, right? Because Olivia was all for robot genocide last episode, and I don't think I can handle that.
Oh my god. Sure, let's go with that.
Alright, so not robot. She's a robot, but she's not genocidal. Don't worry, you guys. Alright. Anyway.
Productivity.
Back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Yeah, so I didn't like Leo because of Titanic. Which is fair. Sort of.
Yeah. As a child or
I mean, when I was little,
as you grew up and saw him.
This is going to sound weird, but when I was little, that was a movie my Nana would put in to distract me, I think. That and Jurassic Park. I don't know why, because I was scared of Jurassic Park, and I was always going hide in the bathroom. But yeah, I don't like dinosaurs. It terrified me. It's kind of like how you don't well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what something you're irrationally afraid of, but I can't really think of anything.
The only thing I can think about is the bitch from The Ring.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Because nobody's gonna actually come crawling out of the TV or anything.
You don't know that, Audrey.
I do know that. They're not. I promise. I'll protect you. I mean, you haven't.
The reason I can't be in a room with an off TV, I have to be on doing something.
Well, see, there you go. You don't watch a lot of movies. You don't go out of your way to watch, a ton of movies. So there's no way you could have watched a scary videotape. I mean, be careful about YouTube, though, now. That would be the new thing, I think. Just no clickbait
Ooh,
YouTube videos.
watch it like 10 years from now. Watch there be like movies about that. I think that'd be cool.
But like in a classy way. I think there has been something like that. I can remember one a few years ago. Kind of like, it was kind of set up like Paranormal Activity. But it was like a chat room and like it was a ghost and this ghost was like chatting with them.
What's it called? Unfriended?
Yeah! Unfriended. Yeah, so there's...
I think I like that. Like that could potentially... I mean, I've seen majority of it. I kind of like blocked it out of my mind, but I think the things about the tidings of Shutter Island, like when it comes to those like different kinds of like plots in movies, like think like The Purge or something, where it's like a really interesting concept to me. The execution, it's better. It ends up being better in theory than execution. It just ends up like falling like really flat on its face.
And I've played with other Purge ideas, because like it is a really cool concept. So like I've played with ideas that I think would make it, you know, a concept that would work without it being like so shitty. But I think that's the thing with a lot of movies nowadays, especially horror movies. Which is why I actually really liked Shutter Island, even though it's, you know, it is older, like it was 2010, but that's still, you know, I mean, like any horror movies that are like 2000 and onward are just generally kind of shitty, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and I think that all stems from the Blair Witch came out in, I think, 1999. And it really all kind of started with that, that sort of unique concept on horror. But, like, it's not, it either just critically it doesn't do well, or it doesn't execute the idea well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Shutter Island, I mean, it's like, you know, it's a very tropey kind of movie, I guess, in a way. Because it's, you know, it's an insane asylum, and it's a spooky movie.
Yeah, maybe that's part of why, like, it didn't really seem to, like, it didn't really stand out very much, because, oh, here's another movie in, like, a mental asylum.
Yeah. Which, yeah, that's a good point, too. There's been so many. I mean, most of them are bad. Like, I can't think of any, like, good horror movies that have been in a mental asylum. I was about to say The Shining, but that's in a hotel. It was kind of like a mental asylum.
Anything can be a mental asylum if you believe hard enough.
That's true. Wisdom from Jhenee, everybody.
I got the knowledge. I think for like the way that they executed it, how they had, they did it like from kind of an outside perspective almost.
Because you weren't Leo. You were watching Leo's character kind of, I guess, discovered himself. Discovered the truth. Yeah. We'll put it like that, because I don't want to spoil the ending. Because it was, like, that was, I mean, the start of the movie, you know, we talked about this when I first watched it, that the start of the movie really, it was boring. It takes a little bit to get into it, but once it starts going, like, especially once, like, because they go to this island, you know, to find the missing girl, right? And then once the girl is found, it's kind of like, okay, now wait a minute, like, where is it going to go from here? So once she's found, I feel like you kind of get to that point where you're in for the long ride. You kind of want to know what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're finding out. Basically, it's kind of like you know what Leo, I can't remember what his character name is. It's like you know what he knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not, the viewer isn't like in like this omniscient position where they know kind of what's going on. They're just waiting for like the main characters to catch up.
Yeah, you know, it was a lot like, which is probably why you liked it. It was a lot like playing a video game. You only know what your character knows because you're the character discovering what's happening.
It also, I guess how you bring up video games, it's almost kind of like Outlast in a sense, where you're not, like, basically he's just kind of like, he's not cop, you know, he's not armed. It's not like he, I guess the kind of, he's not armed. He's just basically kind of like a normal dude.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is a lot like Outlast. Because it's in the, asylum setting, and you don't know the story. You can tell there's a story here because of the other characters they interact with. Even with, like...
Yeah.
Because, like, Leo's a detective, and then Mark Ruffalo's, like, his partner. And, like, you can even tell, that Mark Ruffalo, like, knows more than Leo does.
Yeah.
Which, all ties in with, like, what happens at the end. Because it's such a good plot twist. And, like, a lot of people don't actually like the plot twist, I've read. Like, with some of the critiques
Really?
and stuff. Yeah, which I was surprised because it's such a great twist. Like, it's not something I ever expected to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when I thinking about it, like, it's not like I guess it's not an unusual thing, but I didn't expect it as a thing. Usually, with more cliche horror movies, you can see it coming.
Yeah.
Or you're not like really satisfied by it.
And then just, like, because, it was good in the sense that it also, like, it tied back other things that had happened during the movie. Like, it wasn't just, like, it explained why, like, it explained everything, too. It didn't just leave it off with, oh, well, this is what's really going on, but that's it. Like, you didn't have to, like...
Yeah, and they just, like, the movie just fades out and that's it. You don't get any, like, there's no, like, tie-ins. It's just,
yeah,
they're just dropping off like that.
They, like, explained all the interactions and, like, why, like, some of the interactions were so weird, or, like, why other things happened and why that seemed so weird. Basically, they're like, yeah, because like I said, I can't talk about this too much without giving anything away, at least for the ending.
Yeah.
So, like, other than, like, the end, is there, like, any scene that you particularly remember that stuck out with you?
I don't remember where I'm pretty sure it's, like, near the, like, middle to end-ish, but the cave scene?
Oh, where he thinks he found, where he found, the missing woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because whenever I think about that movie, like, again, really the only things I remember are, like, the ending and the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio was in it. But whenever I think of that movie, like, that's the one thing that always pops in my head, other than, like, the ending and, like, the intro. When you see him walk into, like, when you're introduced to him and Mark Ruffalo, other than, like, the very beginning and, like, the very end are the only, that cave scene is the only thing I remember, because
right, yeah. Which the scene she's talking about, it's like Leo's character, he's trying to get to the lighthouse, and he sees, because they're on an island, that's why it's called Shutter Island.
yeah.
And he's climbing down the rocks, and there's, like, a bunch of, like, caves in the side of the island, and he finds one with, like, there's a fire lit, and he discovers this woman in there, and she ends up being, like, the missing woman that he's looking for. Or she says that she is. You don't really... That's, I think, the only thing you don't get a clear indication on of... That's, like, the one, I think, thing at the end that isn't tied up, I think. Which I think, in a way, goes well with the ending. Because it's kind of like one of those things that... if he made her up or if she was really there or not.
Yeah. Because, like, kind of the, like, what they talk about, I guess, too.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why, that's part of why it stuck out so much.
Yeah, because she's the one who, like, really convinces him that whatever's happening on this island has to do with the lighthouse. So that's why, that's what kind of kickstarts him, like, really being adamant on getting to the lighthouse to discover, like, what's going on.
Because he feels like he'd find the answer there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was Jeannie's favorite scene. Honestly, my favorite scene has to do with the ending, but I'll talk about this in, like, the flashbacks that we get of the mother drowning her children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what scene, like, specifically I'm talking about. But, like, just that whole sequence that they did with that, because it was so intense. And, like, even though you kind of know what, like, is happening and what's going to happen, because it's a scene that you've already kind of seen, having it in the context with the characters it had, it was a lot more powerful, I think. And it was just, like, children anyway, like, dying for no reason, like, really crawls on my skin. Like, children and, like, animals, too, especially.
Yeah.
But, like, because they were, like, really young children, too. So,
yeah, it's, like, unnerving, because you know at that age that, like, there's nothing that could have possibly gone wrong that would merit something like that.
yeah,
Something like that.
exactly. So even just starting out, like, hearing the story of, like, the woman who she drowned her young children, like, even that was just, but actually getting to, like, see the whole scene, like, progress the way it did.
Yeah.
Which, like, Martin Scorsese is one that he never shies away from stuff like that. He's always very open with, like, the stuff that he, like, shows in his movies. And it's very realistic, I think, which is why it was so unnerving. Because that's actually, one of the things with Silence too. Like I talked about it with Livy in the second episode, Silence. So you'll you'll hear that one eventually. But it's mainly like most of the movie. There's a lot of torture scenes in that. They're not like graphic, but they're still unnerving because of like the torture that these people go through. But yeah, just like. It's just one of those scenes that, like, it bothers you, but, like, you want to watch it because it's just so interesting in a way, I guess.
Yeah. Kind of like a train wreck or a car crash.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know, like, what happened. Like, you're disgusted at what you're seeing, but you really want to know what happens next.
Yeah. Which is, like watching, like, a true crime show on TV or something. Hi, Luke. Luke's back.
Hello, Luke.
I don't think he heard. He's more concerned with laying down. He's not interested in the phone anymore. Oh, he's looking around now. Oh, no, he's dirty. He needs a bath. So I'm sorry if you guys... I'm sorry if you guys can, like, hear him licking in the background. I know that's kind of gross. Was there anything, like, with the movie that, like, you could judge critically? Like, anything you thought was, like, specifically wrong with the movie?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that when I saw there was something that bothered me, but,
right.
I would probably have to, like, see the movie again to, like, because the thing, like, I didn't, I actually don't remember, like, there any, like, really having an issue with, like, anything, like, plot-wise, or any of the usual, like, horror/thriller movie bullshit. Yeah, I think, like, everything that it set out to do, I feel like it did it really well.
Yeah, like, any of, like, the tropes that it did use, it did execute well. Like, it wasn't a tropey movie in any way. I don't think, anyway. I mean, I guess probably, like, my only issue probably was the pacing. Because it does, like, I think it's, like, 2-something hours long. So it is a long movie. To kind of get from point A to point B. I mean, it's worth it, especially for, like, the plot twist that you get, but it is really slow.
Like, slow to the start?
Like, and yeah, like, some scenes, like, do drag on.
Like dialogue or, like, exposition?
Yeah. I think, because, like, one scene I can think of in, like, particular is actually towards the beginning, when, like, Leo and Mark Ruffalo go to visit the doctor, like, in the doctor mansion, which always bothers me. Like, the doctors live, like, so comfortably, like, in the hospital grounds, but, like, it's still, like, they have, like, a mansion and stuff. It's really weird. Because, like, the conversation they have, like, with this doctor, which, like, knowing, like, what happens now makes more sense, why they had, like, the conversation, like, the way it did, why it was so tense. But still, like, it was just kind of like, all right, I get it. These two, like, obviously don't like each other. Let's just move on. Just, like, there were some scenes like that, which, I mean, it's also that...
Like, little things that don't really detract from the experience in general.
Yeah, like, it all has like a meaning, and like Martin Scorsese is good for like, even though it was slow pacing, like, and I can say I didn't like that, there's still like having that slow pacing kind of makes the ending so much better in a way. But yeah, that was my only issue, I think. Just how long it took to get to where I wanted to be.
I think like the only things I can think of are like, and this could probably be because like I'm dumb and I don't understand linear storylines, but I guess I kind of got lost halfway through.
You got lost.
And again, that could be, yeah. Or I guess like I didn't really, like maybe I had missed some details or forgotten some parts, but especially like during the flashbacks, because I was like, if it's like it was going into his past, and again, I guess it was one of the reasons that I don't, it might be too spoiler, but one of the reasons that the plot should have got to me is because like I didn't, I guess I didn't put together why if he was there like to investigate the case that he was there for, that is why he was there, right?
I understand what you mean, because they do add in like a bunch of other like reasons for him to be there, which I think is part of like the character himself. Is that like he got bored with like the one and just started up with another, I think, in a way. I'll have to watch it again, but yeah, because he like the missing girl case was like the reason. It was like a way for him to get on the island, but the real reason he was there to discover, like, to find the man who killed his wife or who was responsible for her death. Like, I can understand you being confused with that, because they do, like, they kind of load a lot on you, and you're trying to keep track of like what they're looking for, because like they find the girl and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now what do we do now?
Yeah.
Because they find her pretty quickly. It's like, not even an hour is up when the girl is like back and safe in her room. So yeah, I can understand, yeah. You probably weren't the only one that like got confused. Because it could be going into like my next question of why it like receives so much backlash. Because like I know that some people don't like when like movies kind of add on a bunch of stuff like that. I feel like that had a lot to do with like the kind of madness of Leo's character, though.
As to why people maybe didn't like the plot twists?
Yeah, as to that, and to like, yeah, to why it got, because like I remember when it came out, it was not like a lot of people really didn't like the movie itself.
Oh.
It's sort of recently come like that more and more people have been recognizing that it actually is a pretty decent film. It just, which that actually happens with a lot of Scorsese films, I think, because they are, no matter how simple the plot may be, they are very heavy in their subject matter. Because, like, Silence is a fairly simple plot. It's, or, like, even Goodfellas, very simple. It's, it has to do with, like, the Italian mafia. But it's just, it gets, all the characters and everything, like, they get so heavy, and you get so immersed in it that I can understand people like not liking some of the movies.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Oh, wasn't it also, wasn't it adapted from a book anyway?
Shutter Island? I think so. I'll actually have to look that up. Or you guys can look it up too, we don't have to do all the work. If you guys want to look up this movie, go right ahead.
It was just so be a freeloader.
Y'all are here just freeloading off our opinions. Which, carry on. Because it is a lot to kind of load on there. The plot with the missing girl, and then he's there really to find the man who killed his wife, and then he's there because they're experimenting on the patients, and it's like he's doing a lot. he's multitasking to the fullest. Yeah. The plot twist is like obviously like really effective though for the movie itself. Because I mean we've talked about that it's effective in its own. I mean like how would you say that this plot twist has like compared to like the whole movie? Is it like what made the whole movie, or do you think like the movie itself built up to it to a point of satisfaction?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's not kind of like a, I mean, it's just not on the mic. It's not kind of like a, like they just pull it out of nowhere.
Right.
Like, on one hand, I certainly wasn't expecting it, and now that I think about it, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I would be as satisfied if it, like, ended any other way, pretty much. But, like, just the way, I think, like, the way, the kind of, like, there's, like, bits of dialogue. Like, when I went back and, like, kind of watched parts of it, like, they throw in, like, bits of dialogue. And I think just the way that, the way it was, majority of the movie was shot, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of felt, I don't want to say not real, but, like, kind of, again, I don't know if that's too spoilery, but, like, certain things, okay, there we go. Certain things that, or certain, like, shots or, like, bits of dialogue, it seemed odd, but odd with a purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it wasn't, like, it was a deliberate, choice by the directors and the writers.
Which that is one of the things that people talk about with this movie, is that once you know the ending, it's fun to rewatch it because then you catch, like, all the little secrets that they hid in the movie itself for you to realize what's going on.
Like the little like hints.
Yes.
And like cheeky little things that the characters say that you're like, oh, I see you.
Even from Leo's character himself, I can think of some things that he did or that he said that kind of led up to the ending that we get. Not going into that too much. You guys really do have to watch it to kind of understand the what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I totally agree with you that the movie itself really did build up to the plot twist. It wasn't like the plot twist itself made the movie. It wasn't just done for like shock value or to like, how can we like turn this on its head? Yeah. Like it wasn't like it wasn't
a Chekhov gun kind of thing. They actually like put little little bits and pieces.
It wasn't an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist.
Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Usually when she gets angry, it means she thinks I'm funny. You know that's true. No. Yes.
I'm silly.
Alright, I won't get into anything that makes you angry because I don't want you to start screaming and blow out my microphone.
It's probably going to happen eventually.
It will, especially once we get to anime month, and you know the exact thing that I'm thinking of. So don't blow out my phone speaker either. I'd appreciate it. Because I'm pretty sure,
I can't guarantee anything.
She can't scream anyway because her family is home, so...
Yeah, I mean, I could, but it would be...
It would end disastrously. We'd end this episode abruptly because Jeannie's gone.
Well, that was my last episode, guys.
Alright, so how would you think this plot twist compares to, like, other plot twists that you've seen in movies?
Like, just plot twists in general, or kind of...
Just
because
like...
it is kind of a certain plot twist, but...
I mean, like, just plot twists in general.
I mean, by most plot twists, it's very... it's done very well. In that, like, it's not... yes.
Alright, because I'm like trying to think of like other plot twists. I said M. Night Shyamalan, and now all I can think about is The Sixth Sense. But it's kind of unfair to compare it to that in a way. It's similar to that in a way too, though, because it's one of those. As long as you don't know like what happens in The Sixth Sense, you don't expect it. Is that another one you haven't seen?
Is that? Oh dear. I'm just gonna. this is just a series where I out myself as a complete movie noob. Is that I See Dead People, or is that Signs? I never remember.
No, Signs is with Mel Gibson and the aliens.
Okay.
Sixth Sense is the
Sixth Sense
ghosts
is the one
and
with
Bruce Willis.
Okay. Okay, yes, I have.
You've seen, yeah,
I've
okay.
seen that one.
Okay, that's good. All right, so she's not completely hopeless, you guys. There's room to save her.
Entirely.
Especially since I have a whole movie collection that we still need to get through. If I could figure out a way to, like, stream things to you, I would. So that we could just watch them together on my laptop or something.
Stream it into my eyeballs.
Yeah, there we go. See, I told you guys, she's a robot. We're figuring this out. She's a new model.
Just like with new phones, you just have to you gotta work out the kinks and the bugs.
I hope there's no kinks and bugs, because that will definitely lead to robot genocide.
I mean, there's plenty of kinks, but preferably, excuse me.
Alright, so, I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, can you think of, like, an example of a shitty plot twist in, like, any movies? Or, like, one that
well, not a specific one.
It doesn't even...
I can't think of a specific one, but kind of like they were in a coma the whole time. Or
okay.
The whole time, or something like that.
Right, the whole, I was asleep the whole time trope.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I can't, like, think of anything, you know, specifically. And I can't say The Village, because I actually kind of like The Village. Nobody send me hate for that. I'd appreciate it. I get it, but I've had my share.
No, remember, you already have all of the Kylo Ren hate.
Yes, that is true. I already had my Kylo Ren hate this weekend.
Jesus.
I'm so sad that I had to unpin that, by the way, because the tweet isn't available anymore, so there's no point for it to be pinned.
They private it, their shit.
She must have been one of my followers, by the way, because I, like, on my Twitter, I'd gotten political for, like, a few days there, and I think she had followed me during that. I was highly amused. Jhenee was not as amused. I mean, she was kind of amused, but she was also more angry that I didn't let her just have at it.
It's a good thing I checked my messages before Twitter that day.
I know, that would have been bad. I would have felt really bad, just because I feel too guilty about things.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't.
I would tear them apart.
I try to stay humble, I guess, is a good word for it.
She's a pure cactus mama.
I don't know about pure. I am a cactus mom, though. I can't think of any, like, specific movies with shitty plot twists, though. Like, I'll have to go back and watch one of the Watch Mojo videos to think of one.
Right? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Which after we finish this up, I'm gonna watch one and then I'm gonna text you and be like, "It was this movie." Because like, yeah, I can't think of any at the moment. I can't even think of any at the moment where they were like, "It was a dream the whole time." Like, I don't even know where that began.
I feel like it's one of the most, like, hated kind of, plot twists. But I really can't remember anything like that's ever happened. I feel like maybe it started when people started, like, making all those, like, theories about, like, cartoons that we grew up with and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I can think of one game that does that. It's a Mario game, actually. I think it's a Mario Brothers game. Because it's Mario and Luigi, I think. Where it's you find out that Mario was sleeping the whole time and it's all a dream. I can't remember the name of the game, though.
Oh, I think it was, oh dear. I think the one that I'm thinking of, it's kind of like that. I'm pretty sure it's Super Mario 2.
Yeah, that's it. It's Super Mario 2.
Yeah, where it's like set up like as a play or something.
Yeah, you like, it's a play, but it's a dream. And, yeah, it's like he's dreaming of a play that he's doing with all his friends. Yeah. Yeah. Spoilers for that game, which is super old, by the way. Kind of like the It movie, but I won't get into that right now.
Oh dear.
I'm going to see that, and it's already Monday for me, so I'm going to see that tomorrow, and I'm hella excited. Jeannie's not going to see it.
We're praying for no clowns.
Yes, I am crossing my fingers and my toes for no clowns, because Olivia's already said if there's a clown in the theater, she's leaving me, so I'm going to be all alone.
Just turning around and sniffing.
Because I can't miss this movie. Like, no clowns are going to stop me. I've been excited for this for years. Like, I've been hoping and praying.
If they're in there, just stare them down.
Okay. I mean, I'll be wearing camouflage pants, so hopefully they won't see me.
Or they'll just be freaked out, like, what is this floating torso? Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's true. Yeah.
She's a witch!
I mean, Olivia's a witch, so they should be more scared of her, I guess. But, yeah. So, yeah, hopefully no clowns. But, yeah, I can't think of, so I guess as a whole, we'll just conclude this with, with Shutter Island, we'll conclude that we liked the movie. It was we'll give it a B. How about a B? Because it was good, but it wasn't, like, top tier kind of movie. It was a B, maybe an A- just because Leo was in it. And Mark Ruffalo, he's adorable all around, no matter who he plays.
He is.
I mean,
Mark Ruffalo.
He kind of looks like, he looks like the human version of what, like, a teddy bear kind of feels like.
He just looks like a walking hug.
Yeah, he's such a dad, like, it's what he looks like. He just looks like a dad. I mean, he is a dad, but he looks like one too. I know, I'm not amusing. She's just sort of snorting at me. See, Olivia, like, busts out laughing at anything I say, so I'm not used to this, like, deafening silence. We're definitely much more relaxed than me and Olivia get. We're usually, like, still rambling about robot genocide. I can't wait for you to listen to that one, because we get off on such a tangent.
Oh my god. What was even the episode?
We were talking about, it was the third episode when we were talking about the Alien franchise, and we were talking about Alien Covenant, because Michael Fassbender plays 2 robots in Covenant, and they have yeah.
It's a pretty decent transition.
Yeah. But, like, they have that erotic scene where it's Michael Fassbender on Michael Fassbender. But, like, they're not doing anything sexual. It's just it's super sexual in itself.
Oh.
Yeah, it's worth the watch if you really like Michael Fassbender. Also James Franco dies. So, yeah, when we did the episode, Olivia reminded me that James Franco actually was in Covenant, and he was, like, the first person to die.
Yeah.
I was like, and I actually, like, when we were watching it, I didn't realize it was him, and I was super excited. And she reminded me, and I got really happy, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Jhenee did a good job on her first solo episode.
Yeah.
That
was good Noodle.
You were a good Noodle. We'll try to get her more, she might be, I mean, I forget how you sounded the first episode, if you were more riled up or not, but hopefully, like, we'll get you a little more, assimilated to this kind of stuff, get you a little more riled up.
Oh, that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everybody's more exciting when they're a little more riled up.
Usually I find that with most things, like, it takes, once you get, like, you come to know what to expect, it gets a little easier.
Yeah.
I know this. I know what I'm doing.
And, like, yeah, like, this wasn't too hard, was it? No. She takes a minute to answer.
Easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, like, we talk, like, that's about it, I mean, I know you were probably like, oh, I don't want to talk on the phone, but,
I was just more like, what if I don't have notes, I didn't study?
Oh, no, you're good. And we'll definitely do more, like, this was, like, I chose this movie just to like kind of get her to warm up with like doing an episode and stuff, because it was one I had recently watched. Yeah. It was one I knew you had seen. Yeah.
Preferably, if I had seen more recent movies, probably would have helped a little more.
Which, like, yeah, the first episode, you know, I think you did pretty well, because we talked about one you had recently seen, which was Annabelle.
That's true.
So, yeah.
It was easier. It was easier since I didn't have to think so hard or, like, remember so hard.
Yeah. So, and then, like, when we get into, like, the theme months, well, you'll definitely do a little better, because, you know, it'll be, like, we're not just talking about a specific movie. You can talk about, like, we'll have a subject and you can bring up whatever movie you want to, or, like, whatever character you want to, or stuff like that.
Oh, dear. So, anime month happens. Oh, dear.
I know. You'll have so much to talk about, and I'll hate you for it, because we don't usually have, like, the same taste in anime.
I feel like everyone's going to hate me for that. I'll just be like, listen, your fave is trash, and this is why. You'll
be popular on Tumblr, at least, because you like, the sports, you know, you like a lot of sports anime. Because I still see a lot of people, and you like the new Hero anime, too.
Hell yeah.
And, like, all my anime followers, that's what they talk about right now. I'm no longer cursed with Yuri on Ice. It's just the Hero Academy.
Praise the Lord.
I mean, I still see...
I what you like.
Yeah. I still see Yuri every once in a while, but I don't mind it as much as you do. And it's never, like, in the bad context that I think that you got it.
Where people are being obnoxious about it. Oh,
yeah.
Here, I'm gonna get like put on blast for that shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm giving her like flashbacks to her Tumblr days. So she's
so triggered.
She's having a bad time. Grayson's here now. He's nuzzling my foot, and it feels weird. I'd rather he not, but I can't kick him in the face. I'd feel really bad. Don't claw my foot.
I feel like all of anime, I'm just going to be consistently triggered.
I know. I mean, God forbid we, like, start talking about Naruto, because you're just going to be like, oh!
The whole time. You look at the sound wave, it's just all one big bar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. Olivia and I are really loud, too, so don't worry about that too much. Especially my laugh.
I was concerned about that, too, because I was like, what if my voice sounds weird? Apparently my voice sounds like the 12-year-old voice, so...
No, I mean, I don't think you sound like that.
I've always been really insecure about that.
No, you sound fine, like... And, like, your audio's picking up really well, so I'm really happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm surprised at that, too, because usually, like, it'll sound like booty. It'll sound like absolute butt cheeks.
I mean, my microphone's really good. So, and really you just, like, coming from the iPhone speaker, like, I can't hear people on the phone that well anyway. I think it's, like, a thing with my hearing or whatever. But, like, listening back, like, when I listened back on the recording, you sound really good. So, yeah, you just sound like you're a guest caller, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so... That was Shutter Island with Jhenee. She's going to be another regular, which I'll do this as often with you as I can with the episodes, because I like having you.
Cast that you all come to love.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be the underdog favorite, I think.
Hell yeah. Hopefully
you won't be like the Kyle Ron favorite.
Man, everyone either loves or hates the fuck out of him.
Yeah, we're like, the people who do love you are just, you know, we're really quiet, and the people who just hate you just come and attack us violently for it. Which is sad, because, like,
you have different opinions.
You know that girl that, you know, who made the comment on Twitter, she, like, I could tell, like, from, like, who she followed and, like, the stuff she talked about, her favorite was Finn. And I feel really sad that, like, you know, because I have nothing wrong with, like, whoever has their favorite like, as long as you're not like, oh, I like this character because of what, like, this specific action that
because
they do.
Of what they did.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I don't have a problem with, like, I have a huge problem if, like, somebody's like, oh, Snoke is my favorite character. Like, I don't like the space Hugh Hefner. He creeps me out.
Oh, dear.
Because, I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, he preyed on a child. Like, that's what happened. It's canon at this point. Like,
yeah, he doesn't really have any other redeeming qualities in canon.
Yeah, and, like, we don't know the full story with that yet, which I'm almost kind of nervous about it, but, you know, I don't have a problem if people, like, really like the Death Ginger, Hux. Because he's, you know, he's a cool character in a way. Because he's, like, the youngest, general in that, the Imperial kind of, the bad guys, basically, of Star Wars. He's the youngest general they've ever had, which is, you know, interesting. It's kind of like, okay, well, how did he get from point A to point B? But, and we've gotten some canon backstory for him. And it's kind of sad, to be honest, but it's also, you know, you can't condone, like, he had a bad childhood to what he's been doing. So.
Yeah.
But, like,
although it's still murder.
I know. I like the Ginger, though. You know I like the Ginger. I'm partial to Ginger characters, though. Obviously. But, yeah, it was really sad that, like, I found out she really liked Finn. Because, you know, I don't have a problem with, you know... Like, I liked the trio, too. We're getting all into my Kyle Ron business, but...
This is a constant, guys. Get used to it.
I know. He
is her son, and we will not have any naysay. I will find you. I will come into your house. I will steal all of your snacks.
Oh, not the snacks. That's downright evil.
Yeah.
She's gonna steal your Teddy Grahams, you guys. That's my snack tonight. I have chocolate Teddy Grahams. This was Jhenee, her first solo episode. Next episode, actually, I think the next episode because I said in the last episode, that any of, like, my immediate movie reviews are going to be their own kind of separate episode, like their separate series. So, like, it, was originally going to be the 5th episode, but it's going to be, like, its own standalone kind of thing. Because it'll be one that, like, I post immediately once it's done. So the next episode we'll be starting with the horror movie month. For October, since it's the spooky month. Jhenee, by the way, is not a huge fan. So if, like, you ever have, like, any comments or questions for her, especially with the, you know, the Halloween stuff coming up, she doesn't show much. Olivia's the person to ask for that kind of stuff.
She's the spookster.
Yeah, she's obsessed with really any holiday. But yeah, I'm not a holiday person. Jeannie's not. I mean, you like certain holidays. I know you're not a Halloween person, though. You like the pumpkins, at least, and the skeletons.
I guess, like, the kind of the aesthetic of Halloween.
Yeah, I was just
really
about to say.
Halloween or Halloween culture.
You like the aesthetic, but you're not. Yeah, you're not super into it.
Like, my character in Animal Crossing is perpetual, like, Halloween dressed.
Oh, really?
She got like, a cute little, like, orange cardigan.
Aww.
Like a little pumpkin on her shirt.
I'm basically just dumpster trash on Animal Crossing. I mean, and I keep playing with the idea of, like, creating one character solely for, like, being my goth kid that's just in town. My goth.
I thought you were going to say Kylo Ren.
I was, but I wasn't going to tell you that. I was going to message you that. But that's too late now. Yeah, he's going to be my goth kid. You're just going to be silent. You're not going to say anything. You're going to make me feel awkward for this.
You know what's coming.
No, we're not doing that. No. Ha, they didn't catch it. You can't make that joke yet. I don't have him yet. Yeah, I haven't ordered him yet. I'm waiting until
Don't do it, Kylo Ren.
I'm trying to make sure my finances are good for this month before I make any big purchases.
Before you sign the adoption papers.
Sure, we'll go with that. It's not an adoption. Alright, I'll text you about that. I'm not gonna get into that. Alright, next episode we're starting our first theme month, which is Halloween. It's the horror movie month. We'll do like a theme month for certain months. This month specifically is going to be horror movies because it's spooky time. Jeannie's excited.
We need spooks.
Yeah,
All the good spooks.
You can tell she's ecstatic. Sorry, I forget that you don't make like the sound effects that Olivia usually makes when she's talking about something. Yeah, so all right, I'm gonna leave it off here. Anything else you want to say?
Not at the moment.
No? Okay. You were really quiet, so I was like, maybe she died. Okay.
My brain shorted.
Say goodbye to everybody, okay?
Am I everybody?
No, you say goodbye.
Oh, bye guys.
You say
bye,
goodbye.
Green.
All right.
Green is not a creative color.
Goodbye.